Hey guys, it's Cynical Who here, back once again with another one of these videos. Slightly different this time. Basically, this might be a bit up later because we've had a bit of problems. I'm not actually here in person with Max today. Well, I'm not talking to him now. Essentially, there's been a bit of a technology failure. Discord wasn't working, Skype wasn't working, WhatsApp it wasn't working. Basically, we tried everything. So, yeah, essentially, I'm going to be recording my bits. Max is going to send his bits over, and you'll hear from him in a minute. So I will talk about it myself here. So sorry if I've got might be a bit boring if it's because it's just me talking, and then in a minute it'll be just Max. But that's sort of the easiest way we can do it. So anyway, Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror, eh? Quite a good episode, would you not think? I'm talking to a brick wall. But yeah, I quite enjoyed it. I've looked on Twitter and there's been some good reactions. From what I see, a lot of people liked it, and yeah, I found it pretty good myself. I don't know as to where I'd rank it in contrast with the rest of the season so far. I think I'd have to give it a bit of time. Obviously, I haven't actually rewatched any of series 12 so far, apart from the Master Reveal scene, because God, that was so good. But yeah, I do need a chance to go back through and rewatch it. But yeah, I found it, yeah, it was quite good. There were some good moments in it. I liked the sort of pseudo-historical element of it also being set in America. It somewhat reminded me of Rosa, but in a good way, because we all know what I think of Rosa. But, yeah, nothing really to pick at it. Nothing too wrong with it. I think this series has got itself on a steady ground at the moment. Definitely looking forward to next week. I always mess that up when I say it. Fugitive of the Jadoon. Sorry, it's just a thing I have. But yeah. Just got it. Sorry, I've got it here in Doctor Who magazine. If you can listen to that. Yeah. Looking forward to next week. Definitely. Looks might be a good throwback to 2007. But yeah, Sorry if you can hear that. That's the phone going off. I do apologise. 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. It was a bit of a complication. But anyway, can't remember where I was. But I was probably rambling about next series episode. But next week's episode. But yeah, there were some good moments in there. I sort of liked the animosity, sort of conflict between Graham and Thomas Edison, who took me quite a bit of the way in to remember that was actually the guy from Caves of Androzani, Robert Glenister. I found as a story itself, it held up pretty well. I did like the idea of the whole Skifra coming to, take advantage of this immense technological mind, sort of historical genius to, as I said, you take advantage of him to build their ship. I thought it's quite a cool concept. It's quite interesting how that hasn't really been done yet. Otherwise, I'm just being ridiculous, and it has been done a lot of times. But yeah, I think it was executed quite well, and I think I probably preferred Orphan 55, maybe. I don't know, I'd have to let it dwell in my mind, but yeah, looking back on it, it was quite a good episode, and Jodie Whittaker's wearing her purple jumper, so that's always a plus, isn't it? I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10 overall, I'd say. Held up story quite well, characters were good. I think the balance between the companions, maybe it was... I think actually I'd go as far as to say it was Ryan who got a bit of a backseat on this one. Yaz wasn't... I think there's been a definite improvement with Yaz. Her lines were pretty well delivered in this one, not that wooden as I'd said before. Slight bit of unease with it, but... So, I think that's really all I have to say for the story, so I'll hand it over to Max now and you can hear what he has to say. Hopefully he won't ramble on too much, but we can only hope. So, here we go.
So, my thoughts on Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror. It was alright. It was fine. I mean, I liked it. It was nice to learn about Nikola Tesla, and I certainly know more about Nikola Tesla. And the whole sci-fi concept and the monsters weren't as bodged in as I feared they would be. That's not to say they weren't bodged in, but it wasn't too bad because it all fit in, like in Vincent and the Doctor, where the Crephaeus monster is linked to the issue of Vincent's depression. The monsters here are pillagers and plagiarists, just as Thomas Edison is. So they did fit. Some of the dialogue was a bit heavy-handed. It did feel a bit like watching an episode of Live and Kicking a bit too much, where historical figures read Wikipedia articles. And yeah, I'm not so keen on the educational aspect of Doctor Who, because Doctor Who's never been an educational show, at least not since its second serial. And yeah, it's not as successful as the entertaining aspect. I certainly know more, but is the story going to stick in my mind? Probably not. And I will be honest, the editing was a bit choppy. Not very good, basically. Music didn't do much for me, but the editing was just... Did anyone notice that bit where they're in the spaceship? That is Yaz and Nikola Tesla. He was played very well, I must add. But more on that in a moment. They're in the spaceship, and Queen Skifra says, "Look below you," and they, and obviously the floor's meant to disappear, so they see that they are directly above the city, and they start backing away before they can see that they're over the city. I mean, that's a bit of an overreaction. So normally you back away once you can see that, but clearly the CGI was put in a bit too late there. Performances were generally very good, particularly with the guest stars. Nikola Tesla, Thomas Edison, Robert Glenister was particularly good. He didn't seem like Salatine from the Caves of Androzani, but clearly he was a good actor. He just slipped into Thomas Edison effortlessly, as did the guy playing Tesla. Same with Angela Mahindra playing Queen Skifra. Decent performance. I can't really say that, although Bradley Walsh had some hilarious lines, I can't really say the principals were very good. Mandip Gill grated on me a bit, and so did Jodie Whittaker. A couple of amusing thoughts come to mind, where they're in the TARDIS, again underused this week, and Jodie Whittaker, Queen Skifra basically says from the ship, we want Tesla, or otherwise we will kill the Earth. And the Doctor says, you're not having Tesla. And Skifra says, okay, fine, we'll have the planet. I was put in mind, it reminded me of Parting of the Waves, and of course Christopher Eccleston in that situation would have gone, no, you're not having the Earth, because we're going to stop you, and just be stern, po-faced. But Jodie Whittaker and everyone on the ship is like, oh no! So, yeah. Basically, yeah. Just not very doctorish, I thought. Especially when Jodie Whittaker said to the Skifra, you're stupid. I just don't really like something that the 13th Doctor's doing a lot, is talking down to people. I know Skifra's the villain, but it just felt a bit, as I say, undoctorish. Another amusing thought was when Yasmin Khan, I've no idea either, Yasmin Khan and Nikola Tesla, a match made in heaven. They were trapped on the spaceship together, and Yasmin Khan was, I'm not leaving you, we're in this together. And certainly, yeah, you'd want to be stuck on a spaceship or abandoned on a desert island with the world's best probation officer, Yasmin Khan, at your service. So, yeah. Some mildly amusing moments, and certainly handled the whole thing with Nikola Tesla very well, although some of the dialogue was a bit like copy and pasting off a Wikipedia article. But, yeah, it was alright. I don't really have much to say other than that, and it didn't outright infuriate me like the Saranga Conundrum did, but it will have probably, I felt like that last week with Orphan 55, and you will have seen in the last week that Orphan 55 absolutely infuriated people, and more people are calling for the show to be cancelled now, and that's probably going to continue. But yeah, it's been interesting over the last week to see that grow, and also the shenanigans going on with Rotten Tomatoes. Deleting audience scores for some mysterious reason. Of course, it's just a technical issue. They're not at all paid by the big corporations to try and make the show look more positive. God, I really wish that I had more to say about Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror. Not that I was expecting to have much to say. But no, it wasn't bad. but I will probably forget it tomorrow morning, and I will probably not watch it again. But no, it was fine. For someone who has never written Doctor Who before and has only really written children's TV before, that is Nina Mativia, yeah, it was fine. I'll probably leave it there for now. So that was Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror. In a word, fine. Everything is fine. And I hope to see you. Yeah, hopefully I'll be joined with Oliver next week for Fugitive of the Jadoon. Now, having seen the Next Time trailer, I have to admit I was a wee bit excited. Very nostalgic seeing the Jadoon. And actually Gloucester looks like it's going to be a very good setting, the cathedral, and be interesting. So yeah, see you then. Signing off. Goodbye.
Wasn't that a lovely message? Now, I think that brings us to the conclusion of the video. Yeah, that's it really. Make sure you follow us on all our social medias. Follow me on Twitter. Follow my DeviantArt, even though I haven't been that active on it of recent months. But hopefully, I'd like to get into the swing of things more. I'm planning an artwork piece coming up. Yeah, listen to Max's music, whatever. He's got a new album out. You may have seen, if you've been following me on Twitter, that I have just finished filming for my new figure adventure, and you saw I put out the casting video. I've had a few people come in and answer to that, say they would like to be in it, which I'm really thankful for. Also, probably a warning out here, if there's anyone who is good at voicing the 8th Doctor, please do message me, because I'm having an absolute crisis at the moment trying to find someone who can voice the Doctor, but I'll leave that for another time. But yeah, I've finished filming completely. I finished. Sorry, I don't know what I'm babbling on about now. I finished editing one scene last night, but that was the only scene I could edit because I only have the Dalek voices completely done and the companion role. But yeah, that's it really. Hopefully I should be back with Max next week. There will be an episode where I am missing out. I don't know as to what that is. Maybe episode 7 potentially, or maybe episode 8. I'm not sure. I'll have to check. But with that, I will call it the end of the video. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Sorry, it was a bit messy and out of order this time, but there's not much we could really do about that. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.